Mercedes-Benz, the 500k Special Roadster. I must bring you a green tile. This comes from a collection in Germany, presented in the 1930s. You can imagine when this car was first shown to the public. It was the halo car for Mercedes-Benz. Berlin Motor Show, imagine the crowds were just stunned by the design and the presence. Only 3 owners in 90 years. Imagine that, all the way from Germany. Thank you very much for bringing us the car, the 500k Mercedes-Benz Special Roadster. Tom Price in the Bugatti Type 57C Aramis Special Cabriolet from 1938. This is a Resistance Heroes car, delivered to a doctor in France who was a key figure in the French resistance during World War II. Well, he was arrested at the time and remarkably reunited with his car and stayed with him until 1945. You see it as a stylish, beautiful car. Well, imagine the second owner, a Swiss of America. Imagine he shipped the car all the way from America. I know because it arrived, I saw it arrive just last week. 1959 Lagonda V12 drop head coupe. What a magnificent car. This is a Bentley masterpiece at Salon Prive. Changing class at great speed, and a very appropriate car to change class at great speed. We're on the Class B already, really flying through them today. Pre-war sports. And in front of you, you've got a 1928 Albus, independent front suspension, CV joints, which is quite advanced at the time, and it was a great handling car. And for that reason, it was entered into the Le Mans 24 Hours. There were 2 team cars for Le Mans, and this is, in front of you here, the only one that survives of the 2 cars from 1928. This car was part of the Albus factory's challenge to go and race at Le Mans in the 24-hour race, Salon Prive. Let's talk about history. 1929 OM. You probably won't stand. You probably won't learn the OM. It's called a 665S Superba. I can tell you that OM is from Italy, with a body from Carrozzeria Sport Milan. And Brocky to Lee all the way from America with the 1930. She gets a round of applause just arriving up on stage, and well deserved as well, with a Bentley, a 4.5 litre supercharged. What are they driving, these Bentley boys? Well, it's the fastest lorry in the world. And you know what? The Bentley boys wore that name and adopted that name with great pride. It was the big, unstoppable car in the racing at Le Mans. We have an Invicta Type S coming up, designed by Land Speed Genius. This is the low chassis frame. Hello, Annette. Annette Ugaki. Oh, look at you! Low chassis Invicta, engineered by Malcolm Campbell's Bluebird record. So it was designed to be fast. Look at how low the chassis, the hint is in. Mamma mia! You look so serious. Well, I guess you would be serious driving an 8C Monza. This is a Grand Prix legend, isn't it? It's designed by Vittorio Jarno, supercharged, straight 8C Monza. It dominated Grand Prix racing in the 1930s. It's an Alfa Romeo, of course. Listen to that 8-cylinder engine. The American Well, wow, hello, champagne in the back. This is going to get a prize, I can see it. Duesenberg, SJ, Dual Powell Phaeton. I mean, Tom Mayoli has brought over this enormous Duesenberg over from America. What a machine, and look at the restoration. The SJ was one of the fastest and most powerful cars of its time. Packard, ladies and gentlemen, still staying in America, 1930s again, 12. So, Packard, all-weather cabriolet by LeBaron, an American coach. This is ultra rare, as they would call it in America, a survivor. The all-weather cabriolet was actually the rarest of all. Class D now, ladies and gentlemen. Elegance, grace, and luxury. All the way from Denmark, Mark Bogo with the 1933 Delage D8SS by Gurney Nutters. Delage in the 1920s and 30s was its golden age. Rolls-Royce Phantom 3. This is again a Sedanka DeVille. Tony Robinson. He goes from a rally car to a Rolls-Royce Phantom 3 in one clean swoop. I would say I love the story behind this car. I mean, look at the opulence of it. And you know I like it. Honestly, I might be in the world of buying and selling cars. Well, this, our event here, and he has brought something which is really special. The 1949 Rolls-Royce Silverweight race, all the way from India. And this car was ordered brand new by the Maharaja of Mysore. At the time, he was the second richest man in Class E, ladies and gentlemen, coach building by H.J. Muller. And the first car up is a Bentley R-Type Continental, yes, you guessed it, by H.J. Muller's, from the Bentley Motors Heritage Collection. How about that? Directly from Bentley. Jonathan Lyons has brought us his R-Type Continental as well. And this is a globe-trotting Grand Tourer. It is a Continental in its name, and this particular car has definitely been to all the continents. You see, it was called a Continental because it was made for the continental trips. It was made for long distances. Well, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this car's been to Jordan 4 times. It's done Shanghai to Beijing. It's been to the Alps of Switzerland, the Argentinian Mille. I mean, I don't think there's any R-Type Continental that has been to... Now, we've got something very different. Harry and Heather Clark have brought their R-Type Continental lightweight saloon. It was an aluminium body car, again, a Mulliner saloon, and this was for the driver that wanted a faster. Thierry Dijk from Belgium now. I mean, isn't it unbelievable? Cars literally from all over the world. Now, this is an ultra rare and quite speedy. Thank you very much. Talk to you about an S1. Well, now we have the last of our event. This is an S2 drop head. I'm going to test you all and see who can tell me the difference. Also rare as the S1 drop head that we have just seen. Now, super rare, luxurious like the last. You can travel in comfort with 4 seats. But imagine this. In this car, the big innovation was the Bentley V8 engine, a small, all-aluminium V8 engine. Now they call Chris for this one, so I think it must be his favorite car. Wind in Your Hair, Class E. Following the Gullwing, the Roadster came out. Aston Martin DB4 convertible with a smile. Not just any convertible, a Vantage SS, a bespoke production from Newport Packard. Tagnol. This was a... Thank you very much for taking it over. One of the very last Jaguar E-Types. A very late, not to get too nerdy, 1.8 litre. So the 3.8 litres were the first of the E-Types. Not to get too nerdy on you, it came out in June of '64. So probably one of the last Series 1 cars before it switched to Series 2. You could say it's the best of all worlds. You still have the 3.8 litre, you still have the Series 1 looks, but all the little extra betterments that were done to the car, so tooth over to us. Ah, yes, 1971, a good day, Mark, nice to see you again. I had some time to I spent a bit of time with this car at the Lugano Concours, so I know it quite well. 2ATSC 3.5 Cabriolet. Well, first of all, let me tell you about the model. Obviously, Mercedes convertible and the 3.5 litre. Ah, the Lotus Elan. The lightweight icon, isn't it? Look at the smiles, I love it. Little Elan Sprint drop head, built at the Heffel factory. It's a featherweight construction. Remember, Lotus was all about being light. Colin Chapman would say, make it light. Aston Martin, well, we've changed class. Class G, British GTs, from London to, hello gentlemen, from London to Lugano. Look at the size of the Aston. This is that V8 Rumble. And look at the size of the Triumph Cadillac. It's not a 2 litre. I mean, how refined and sweet is that? A Vignale-bodied Triumph. A little... Aston Martin. DB6. I don't know if you all know where the DB numbers, letters come from. Well, I can tell you DB is because David Brown had bought Aston Martin. Jaguar E-Type. What a smile. A family treasure, I think we can call it, can't we? Let me tell you, if I'm not mistaken, this car has been in the family since 1985, is that right? Since 1985. I think it always deserves a round of applause when someone keeps a car for such a long time. Bought by Melvin at first, on the advice of... Mercedes-Benz Gullwing. Look at that. And not just any Gullwing. This Gullwing was built in September of '54. Not very interesting, you might say. Very early Gullwing. Not very interesting. Unless you're Chris. Where's Chris? For bringing the Earl's Court Motor Show 300 SL Gullwing. Been in the UK since new. Watch your heads as the Gullwing cars go by. David Todoric has kindly sent over the Alfa Romeo 1900 SS Zagato. Unfortunately, couldn't make it, so Mr. Barcoy has kindly taken the wheel of his Alfa Romeo Zagato. Super Sprint, SS stands for Super Sprint Zagato. There's only 39 of these cars built or bodied by Zagato between '54 and '57, and this is pinnacle for sending the car over from America. Comes from one of the foremost Zagato collections. Quick moment of photos, and we'll send you on your way. Urs has come over all the way from Switzerland with what looks like his wife. Driving up, filming, no pressure. 1956 Facel Vega FV2B. I told you about the little Triumph earlier on, where Italian styling meets the British mechanicals. Well, here we have French luxury. Nice to see you. Ready? 3.5 300 SC. And what a restoration on this Mercedes 300 SC. Again, a car that I know well and a car that I saw at Blenheim and I was able to spend some time with it. And I don't say this lightly, this is probably the best restored 300 SC that I have ever seen. And it is the best specified car. Factory sunroof, fitted luggage. This is the rarest and most desirable of all the post-war Mercedes. You've got to think, this car was made at the same time as the 300 SL Gullwing. So side by side, similar engine, they were moving. Citroën SM. I do love a Citroën SM. French avant-garde, can I say that? Styled by Robert Offrand, the SM was a futuristic flagship. This is 1973. This is the 1970s at its best. To us here. Class H, ladies and gentlemen, Class I, sports racers. I can see you've been on the Minimania 2025. Did you enjoy it? Did you finish? 142nd? You beat me. I came about last. Now, XK120. Good day, gentlemen. 2, still staying in 1950s. Look at this for day at Pebble Beach. An exacting restoration by the Salon Prive. Good day, gentlemen. You have definitely not seen a car like this before. An Alpine M64 or M64. This is a Le Mans prototype. It was just one of 3 Alpines built by Jean Redelet. He was the owner of Alpine. Jean Redelet was actually just a resale seller of Renault's M64. You wouldn't think that's just a 1-liter engine, would you? Alfa Romeo, something close to my heart. TZ1 by Zagato. Tubulare Zagato. Tubulare means tubular in Italian. That's from lightweight and refined to pure brute power. Look at this. AC Cobra Mark II. This is in the same family since 1977. 2 owners from new. How about that? Very rare to find a right-hand drive. Jason Walker. Now we have a special BMW. Presented by none other than Dylan Miles. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a bit of history. Tend to get a bit low. I mean, they homologated it, but thinking about Salon Prive 50 years later, trying to a very early Ferrari, and yes, we have changed class. We are in Class J, the Ferrari racers of the 1950s. 1951 Ferrari. Now, I have to admit, this is a car that I know quite well. It's the Ferrari 340 Mexico Berlinetta Vignale. Look, and very fitting. Santiago has brought us his 340 Mexico. Built for glory and nothing else car. Just be careful because it's really fast. Not even a Scari could handle the power, so be careful. Thank you very much, Santiago. I was going to say Beauty and the Beast, but Ferrari 225S Berlinetta Vignale. Look at how pretty this car is. Built in the 1952 Colombo engine. Very different engine note, you'll find. Also a V12, but a very different engine note from the 340 Mexico. So successful that Ferrari even photographed this car in the yearbook in 1952. Is there a more pretty little small Ferrari? Vignale had some very, very distinctive design traits at the time. Buongiorno, ci vediamo di nuovo, ribenvenuto. See, there was a 750 Monza, which is a great chassis, but a 4-cylinder engine. So what Ferrari had the brilliant idea is to take that fantastic chassis and put one of their 250 engines in the car. Another car here from the Carrera Panamericana. Look at the Mexican livery, look at the 340 Mexico. Another Ferrari, this time we can say one of the Ferrari 250 Questa Rossa. You get scared there, a bit too fast. It's among one of the most iconic Ferrari sports racers. Multiple winner of the Le Mans 24 Hours and Sports Car Championship. Questa Rossa. Well, that was actually the nickname. Spectacle, nice to see you. Very well driven. Redhead, Testa Rossa, if you translate from Italian. Colourful stories, the pontoon fender, Testa Rossa. Class K, Ferrari. So, we talked about the export earlier on. Well, here we have the Euro. Lee is always a great supporter of our event, and this year she pulled out all of the stops. Oh my God, driving herself. I never thought I would see this car in Ferrari 410 Super America, nicknamed Super Fast. I think just looking at it deserves a round of applause, absolutely. Look at the fins. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm looking at the car and it looks like it's moving. It looks like it's going, excuse the pun, super. Look at the taillights. You're in love, aren't you? How cool is that? Staying with my favorite brand, Ferrari. I know, cliche, but I do love them. City. And this was his daily driving car. He would commute from wherever he was in New York into the city to go to drive. One of Mr. Bagley's favorite cars of the event, I think. One of Ferrari 275 GTB by Scaglietti. This car was right-hand drive, yes, delivered here. Speaking of the next generation, Class J, supercar pinups of the 1980s and of the 1990s. 1981, who doesn't love an 80s car? This is, yes, a homologation special. Porsche had to satisfy Group 4 racing regulations, and so the Carrera GT had to be homologated as a road car. You can see the wider wheel arches, the lighter panels. You've seen the Porsche homologation car. Next, we show you the Ferrari 288 GTO. Paul Hogarth has very kindly sent his 288 GTO. It has such a specific engine note car. This is so many things. Where do I start? This is the 911 Club Sports. 911 Carrera Club Sport. Another special from the 1980s. 1988 now, a little bit later. Why is it special? It's just a 911, you might say. Well, you know, in Porsche worlds, this is the purest version. It's a 3.2 Carrera, stripped basically of any comfort, and it costs more. No sunroof, no rear seats, no sound insulation. It saves about 70 kilos. It is the equivalent of what we call the GT3 RS today, what everyone wants. This car was quite a famous car here in the UK, as affectionately known as Ewok, because it's always had that for cars. Simon Furlonger has kindly brought us his Lamborghini Countach 5000 QV. Of course, Matt is actually driving for it. Matt, you get to do all the dirty work around here. Of course, being from Furlongers, it is so outrageous. It looks so fast. Whether it really is fast or not, we'll have to decide, but they are so cool. Matt. Ferrari 512 TR. Remember I told you about the Testarossa? Well, this TR was this continuation of that pontoon fender 250 Testarossa. Looks a little bit different now. On to the 1990s. This is the evolution of the first Testarossa, the 512 TR, and engine, a 5-litre, 428 horsepower, giving a almost 200 mile per hour top speed. One of the fastest supercars of the 1990s, and actually quite a luxurious car. You think it's a brute to drive? Well, no. It's a 12-cylinder, non-turbocharged engine. It is actually makes for a great touring car, as long as you don't package, of course. This is the car that became famous with Miami Vice, not this one, but you'll all remember the Testarossa, the white Test TR in the thing. Those slats and air intakes on the sides are so iconic now. Tony, you're back with another car, a bit more sporty this time, the 1999 Aston Martin Vantage V550, known as the gentleman's muscle car. Tony's a gentleman and he's got a muscle car, so this is really well suited to him. It's a brute in a suit. The V550 had Aston Martin's luxury. The interior is luxurious, the leather used, but with supercar performance. 550 horsepower from this Aston Martin, the most powerful Aston Martin of its day. Hand-built. You're going to show us now how fast it is off the line. It's all hand-built, produced at Newport Pagnell. This is quintessentially English. It was one of the final 550s before Aston transitioned to new generations, and they were no longer hand-built. Now, hand-built is great, but it does come with
Max, I cannot believe it. For the first time in 20 years, we finished on time.
You told me to.
It's 4 o'clock. It's English afternoon tea time. Judges, thank you all so much for your work today. We've still got more to do. We've got some decisions to make on class winners, and of course, tomorrow morning we will be discussing who will walk away tomorrow night with the best of show. A massive round of